Hello, welcome back to Open, everyone. New York City, the place we're at and the place we love, is filled with countless Latino and Caribbean immigrants who migrated to the States to create a better life for their families. And our next guest created a platform allowing these stories to be shared through images in a way one might find themselves traveling through a time capsule. The visual digitized platform depicts New York City over time and the Latino community's contribution to our urban culture. And joining us to tell us the inspiration behind this project, we welcome Nuevayorkinos founder and co-creator Djali Alessandra Brown-Cepeda. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome.
Thank you.
You think you have enough names?
Yeah, no, I need like a couple more, like 5 more. That'll be good.
You did that Latino thing. You're like all of them, right?
All of it.
Not
all
only
of it.
when they're mad at me.
Exactly.
Because you know that's how they do, right? They
Of
call you by
course.
every single name.
Every name.
Every name. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Welcome and thank you for being here. Let me
Thank
start by
you.
congratulating you on your opening at El Museo del Barrio.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Let's talk about this inspiration and the whole concept of Nuevayorkinos.
So I created Nuevayorkinos this past February when I was in Dominican Republic with my family. And I kind of, like the light bulb flashed on where I saw that there's so many archives and like projects dedicated to very niche communities or to very niche experiences. You have a lot of African art archives. You have a lot of old school photography archives. But when you look at like the Latinx community, there's a very big, there's a hole, right? And so you have representation, but it's very West Coast centric and very Chicano centric. And maybe there are, archives out there, but I didn't come across anything that was, representative of me, of my experience and of us. So I was like, I'll just create it then.
Okay, so
Yeah.
these archives that you're referring to, where were you looking that you found this loophole?
Instagram, social media, the internet, but more specifically Instagram because that really is where people are all the time.
Right,
So,
and that's your generation
Yeah.
of communications.
Yeah.
And what I do love about your project is it isn't just about you and your family.
No.
It's about everybody,
Yeah.
which makes it inclusive. And I had visited it and saw some of these images, and I can totally feel that sense of going through a photo album, which it's kind of nostalgic
Yeah.
in that form as well, right? But we used to get together, go to Abuela's house,
Yeah.
and everybody, and it's like, oh, how many times we're gonna look at the same album?
Yeah.
But there's just something about going through the album. Like, what does it do for you?
The album is so tangible, and it's something that we're losing touch with, like tangibility in general. Our senses are so visual, and like the tactility of the archive and of the photo album and of like the smell and the plastic covers. Like we don't really do that anymore. And so like I personally love those photo albums. I scan my grandparents' photos all the time, which like they're super protective of because they really don't get technology. They're like, no.
I know. Yeah.
What are you doing?
And meanwhile, like the photo albums, the pega's all brown,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And the plastic is kind of half off, right?
And
you'd be like-
wrinkled.
You'd be like, pero,
Yeah.
and you-
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
It's a different generation, but it's lovely that we can pass it on to the next generation in some form.
Exactly.
Right? So with these images, as you put out your call, what were you looking to capture in your messaging? What is the message that you're really trying to send out?
So there's a few things with Nuevayorkinos that are kind of the mission. One, I really want to show the world, New York, whoever's watching, that Latinidad is not one thing. If you look at media representation, it's very whitewashed. It's very, Eurocentric. No one looks like us. If they look like us, they're secondary characters. We're never in positions of power. And so what I wanted to do was show that, you can, like Latinx identity is not monolithic. Just like blackness is not monolithic. It comes in so many forms. So that's one mission. The other mission is to show that yes, we're a community and like we're so related and like we're all like primos and primas, but we're different too. So I wanted to show like that specificity of like growing up Puerto Rican, growing up Dominican, Mexican in New York City. The other thing I really wanted to show was that as New York City is gentrified, we have existed. Like these are our neighborhoods and our cultural enclaves that we have created. Like El Barrio is El Barrio because of Boricuas. Bushwick is Bushwick. Los Sures is Los Sures. And so as we get kicked out and like forcibly displaced, I want to show the newcomers that we have existed and that our stories won't be eradicated or disintegrated as we move out of the community.
My, oh my, your mama must be proud.
Yeah.
You have to give a shout out to Rhina Cepeda because, she did a great job raising you. Oh my gosh. And that was lovely and well put.
Thank you.
Right, and it's so important and it means a lot to me because you're the next generation and it's important that our stories be told.
Yeah.
And if this is the way we're going to be able to reach the next generation, then, sigue pa'lante with that. That was
Thank
lovely.
You. And the other thing too is that I want to show that Latinx identity is not necessarily Hispanic identity. And so that's why I allow people from Brazil, from the Brazilian diaspora, to submit their photos, have Haitian submissions, because we are all part of Latin America. And there is kind of this misconception that Latinidad is only Hispanic. That's why I also translate the captions. They're in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. I don't know Creole yet.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get to that. But before we go, we're talking primarily about the virtual experience, but there is a live experience that people can interact with.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that before we go because it's up at El Museo del Barrio up until August, right?
No, up until it'll be up for 2 weeks, but then I'm doing an open call with them for specific photos from El Barrio and stories from 1969 to 2005 that document the neighborhood, the changes of the neighborhood, and then we're going to have like a little exhibition in the fall of those photos.
But I also understand there's an installation there.
Yes, there is.
There's a table. It's kind of like an old school living room environment, and there's a photo booth where people can go take photos.
Yes. So what I did was, to launch our collaboration that's called #MiBarrio, we wanted to do like a photo booth. And we were, saying, okay, what do we do? Like, do we do this room, that room? But I was like, the sala is the spot, to be. And so we have like a kitchen, kind of like table that's in the living room area, and people come and take photos because it's celebrating their 50th anniversary as well of being founded as an institution. So it's pretty awesome.
I noticed, I saw that there was like a bottle of Agua Florida, which is symbolic.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say I saw missing.
The plastic covers.
Yes, the plastic covers.
We didn't have time to get them upholstered, the little like yellow chairs, but it was a conversation. Yeah.
So before we go, let's talk about your upcoming event.
Yes.
You have Afro.
Yeah.
What is it? Afro.
It's called Afro Waves, and
Waves
at the Caribbean Cultural Center tomorrow from 6 to 7:15. And what I'm doing is allowing people to come in and bring their photos and stories and have like an on-site activation of this like virtual space that I have online.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Djali. Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. And people can just submit to you for the Nuevayorkinos, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to share with you guys, if you are interested in sharing your story or your family stories of the Latino New York City experience, you can submit your photo via Instagram at Nuevayorkinos, or you can email her at hi@nuevayorkinos.com. Once again, I'm going to repeat that, hi@nuevayorkinos.com. All right, we're taking a quick break, but coming up, we'll talk about fitness and healthy body goals for the summer season. We'll be right back.